Parsley, sage, rosemary, and thyme.
All right, we're going to do the gift first, so we're going to tell us to see. This has been such fun, hasn't it? Yes. Amazing. All right, I would like to invite Valerie, Rudy Valley, to come step forward to receive our gift to the Missouri Botanical Garden. Patty Arnold could not be with us today because she's in Ireland with the trip with Pat and Bruce. In recognition of and appreciation for the partnership that is shared between the Missouri Botanical Garden and the St. Louis Herb Society, we are pleased to present you with our check for $25,000.
Thank you all. I can't wait for you to come visit. Just a few more months now. Thank you all for making this possible. We really, really appreciate it. Thank you.
As hopefully all of you know, this is going to be directed toward the installment of an herbal panel, which will be in the Sassafras dining room of the new Jack Taylor Visitor Center. The panel will be 5 feet by 5 feet, and it's a resin panel, and the panel will have a text block at the bottom, which will focus on ethnobotany programs and collections and the garden's work with plants for culinary and medicinal use. The St. Louis Herb Society will receive recognition for this gift, and there will be a plaque next to or below the panel, and this will be at the discretion of the architect where it goes. There's some pictures up here which show the panel and the Jack Taylor Center, so come take a look at that before we leave. All right, now is the flying up ceremony. These two girls have been waiting for this for quite a while, so I'd then like to ask Lynn Wells to take over. And I invite any of the provisional moms, and if there are any of your sponsors here, Melanie, you want to come forward too so you get your picture taken, or are you down here right there? I'm sitting here. Okay. We'll get a picture of you. Come on, Annette.
Do I dance up there?
Yes.
Dance up there.
And look how they're coordinated.
Like we planned it.
And the pearls.
Yes.
Where are the
Yes.
pearls? Mary made our pearls. Tell us the story of the pearls. Oh, this
Now you just have to act like ladies.
The story of the pearls is being on Zoom whenever we would have a Irby Zoom meeting, and you guys would speak. The person would always have on a crisp white shirt and their pearls and their lovely green apron. So Mary and I decided when we get ours, we're going to make sure that we wear the white shirt and the pearls. And here we are.
Okay. So officially, I have to read this. What?
Oh, my. Sorry.
Thank you. We're so happy to welcome into active status Mary and Annette. They have done a great job in their 2 years as provisional members, and according to our bylaws, complied with the requirements to attain active status, and have been accepted by the board to graduate to active. Mary's sponsors were Melanie Bathma and Carolyn Wilmore, and Annette's sponsors were Stephanie Craig and Jean Beck. So Mary, here is your apron.
Apron, baby!
Your name tag. She must be. a measuring cup that seems to have been very popular for you and Annette in your provisional workshops. And, oh, and there's a honey book and a 75th anniversary.
Wow.
And Annette,
Yeah.
there you go. And here's your Tussie Mussy also. That's your name.
Oh, I like that.
Oh my God.
That'll teach you to sit on a bench. You play something. She's going to sleep in it.
And my name is spelled right off the book.
This is in here, you want to put it on? Tussie wear the paper as well, absolutely. Gloria McBride.
Where's Gloria?
Well, I don't think she's here, but she embroidered your aprons for you.
Thank her.
And once again, thank you to all the provisional mom, Carol, and all the
Thank you so
advisors.
much.
And
Nancy Stiller made the Tussie Mussies.
And Linda Meyer.
And Linda Meyer.
And Linda, yes.
And Alma. Okay.
So,
Linda, Alma.
Celeste, you want to know? There's Celeste. Nancy can't be here, and Carol Higgins can't be here. So
Where's
congratulations.
that little Colin? She's wonderful. She kept us going with all kinds of stuff. Like we're sisters.
Yeah,
You are. Wonderful. Awesome.
that'll teach you to sit on a bench by yourself.
I know. Where would you go? Just sitting on a bench all alone. Look who I've met. Okay, I want to say something. I'm trying to make it short and sweet, maybe not. But I fully expected, once I got selected and COVID hit, that I'd get a call that said, you know, good for you kids, see you in a couple years, we'll work it out. But you ladies and gentlemen are absolutely spectacular. And Joanne calls herself the pandemic president. We're the COVID kids. We made it despite all of the efforts of the world. I mean, the world was like crumbling around us, and we were in there making jams and juice. Because it's what we do in a world of calm. We bring peace and joy and love. It's just like the day that I sat on the bench outside waiting for 11 o'clock to get my free herb. A lady who told me all about this group just because I was wearing a St. Louis University alumni sweatshirt. We decided we remembered we were nurses, we were at the same school, and so much happened. But I just can say I fully expected to get the call from you to say, well, sorry, so we'll see you in 2022. But no, I mean, you all rocked it, and I think that we are stronger, it's better. You are just the best, wonderful group of people. If I could hug all of you, I would.
I told my daughter at the beginning of all this that I was very, very proud of how we all adapted to Zoom. That wasn't easy. All of us, we just jumped in and said, hey, this is how we're going to stay connected, and didn't stop.
It's amazing.
So hats off to all
All
of
of you, all of you. Thank you so much. Can I get a little hug? Now sit down.
Hey, I think that's one of your spirits.
Yep.
thank you, Liz.
Supporting the 2022 April. Did you see my apron?
All right.
Did you guys see it in the back?
This is all.
Hold it up higher.
today. And we are very grateful to County Liquor for donating the Time Boy, which is right here. And as I said, all proceeds will, it will go to the Legacy Fund. The last time we auctioned Time Boy, Sue McNamara bought it for $1,200. So the bidding will be high. So I now turn it over to you.
I can't follow that act that just left here, those two. Congratulations, Mary Ann. Awesome. We are so happy to have you. I could see you up here doing what we're doing. So, only because Joanne asked, do we have a reprisal of our Irby alter egos from the April meeting? If you missed us, well, here we go again. But, thank you, Elvis. He's always on the right second. Before we do the Time Boy, though, we have Linda Switzer to thank. She has brought us some beautiful herbal posters, and we're going to prime the pump with bidding on the herbal posters first, just to get it started. What are we here for? You don't look like her. What do I hear? Yes, Glenda. $100 for one of the herbal posters. Do I hear 125? I can't do that. I can't do that. I don't know how to do that. No, we're just bidding on the posters, and we have one bid on one poster now, $100. $100. Anyone else? There'll be two. So 100. You can have whatever you want. I have 100 going once, going twice. One poster of her choice sold to Glenda Finney. Thank you very much. There I am. Do I have an alternate bid for the other poster? It doesn't have to start at $100. It can start at 25. Get your hands off the seat of the chair. 25. Thank you. Well, we just gave you 25. It was too perfect, though. I couldn't touch it. 25. To the garden representative.
Are we on the board now?
No, we're not on the boy yet. We're on poster number 2. We're just trying to prime the pump, Karen. Shamelessly trying to prime the pump. Do I hear $30 for the poster? Thanks again to Linda for donating these. 25.
30.
30. Do I hear 35?
What's the story behind the posters?
The story behind the posters, Linda, is there a story? Make one up. Make one up. Oh, they're imported.
Well, anything that's French sounds good to me. And they're beautifully done. And the decoration is all, of course, hand-drawn, but it's printed. So it's just a really good accessory to they're, you know.
Thank you again. They're beautiful and imported and beautifully colored. Laurel has the bid at $30. Do I hear 35? Karen, 35. Oh, this is such a reticent group. Bruce Selkirk, I know what you went through. Now. Oh, yes, now. This is not an expenditure, it is an investment. Did Bruce say that?
Yes, all the time.
All the time.
They really need to.
Karen has the bid at $35. Do I hear 40? If not, the very collectible imported coaster,
Do we have 40?
35, going once, going twice, last chance. 35, sold to Karen. Thank you, Karen. Now down to the real business of the day. How many in this room own a Time Boy? Raise your hand. I think Melanie Fathman, some of these people were there at the beginning, right? When Time Boy, so I want to give a little history of Time Boy today because I find it absolutely fascinating. The Time Boy that we enjoy in our garden was originally brought over from England by Mrs. Alice Push, one of the founding members of the St. Louis Herb Society. She offered it to the society in 1965 when she gave it up from her own garden. Kay Strassner was then president and Mary Gamble was vice president. They picked it up from her and got permission from the garden at that time to place it in the garden. And this is the good part. They decided that it should be in a place, of course, a very special place, but they decided it should be set where Henry Shaw could see it from his upstairs room. So they investigated that. That's why it's where it sits today. And in fact, it's set on Central Standard Time because that's the way time was measured in those days. So fast forward a few decades, and members wanted a replica of this very badly, like Melanie found. So one of our members at the time, some of you will know her, Kathleen Wilson, found out that there was an artist in town who could make a casting of this. And I can remember going to Victor's studio on Polish gentleman named Sostalo, Victor Sostalo. He was a sculptor and artist originally from Poland. And the orders went out. We had to order at least 30. So there are 30 out there somewhere. And they were not cheap. They were $350. I never told my husband what I paid. Seriously. Anyway, there are 30 of them out there. The reaction was very positive, right, Melanie? And so that went forward. Now here we are, decades later. He needs a new adoptive home. Yes, Melanie, you want to share?
Okay, Victor was wonderful, and
His brother.
oh yes, they lived over in Shoto, about 40 minutes from my house. And he did an exact replica. And when it came out, somebody says, well, why is that left hand kind of droopy, draggy? It's kind of not quite right. He says, well, you told me to do exactly what it was. Turned out that the statue is lead, and with the heat and the lead, that's why it is. Because he knew about anatomy, but he couldn't change what was there. I love it.
So, having said that, I'm going to pass it. Yes,
Can I give a little backstory?
absolutely. We love
The
that
last
story.
time one of these came up for auction, the last time one of these came up for auction at an actual meeting, there was a very civilized but cutthroat auction. Obviously, Sue was the winner. She got it. Mark Koch and I went home so sad. Since then, Mark has obtained one from a member who let him, I think, make a donation. I won't ask. But in any case, he now has one. I now have one from Bev. When Bev moved to Bethesda. From Bev. And I love mine. I love mine, Mark loves his, I know Sue loves hers. These things, at this point, they're a collector's item. They will be dear to your heart if you buy it. So just think about that. Don't you want a piece of furniture?
And the spot doesn't need batteries. Well said, Glenda, thank you. All right, I'm turning it over to Elvis now because he can do what you can do.
And Elvis partially funding. Now, looking at this too, Victor is still around in St. Louis. He's trying to, Elizabeth and West at Fordyce. So this needs some touch up. This is actually called slip on here. And it can be, touched up. So whoever gets it, you can leave it as is, of course. But if you want that done, we can be, and we can reach out to our Victor and he can be assistant for it as well. So we're going to start the bidding now at $400. So I exceed $400 per time boy. $400? Right there. Madam President?
Not yet. Not yet. Almost.
Almost President. Madam Owen. Okay, we have $400. Any more? Coming on. Oh, come on, people. 500. 500, right there. Pat Ellis. We got 500. Let's go for 600 or go back. 600 right here. Thank you. Thank you. 600. Do we have 700?
Officials are showing up the members.
Do we have 700? 700 for Time Boy. Yeah, you'd be a wonderful accessory either in your garden or your driveway. Take your pick. 700, 700, 650, 650, 650. Come on, people. It's for the benefit of the Earth Society. We can't do this to Connie. We're embarrassing Connie Weber.
I mean, $650 is what it would cost today if you take the incremental cost, right?
Absolutely. Easily considered, yes, easily done.
Did that in my head.
So this is one of the original replicas of Time Boy. So it's a real treasure. Yeah. We've heard the history of it, and I'd like to see. We're going to go to 700. Come on, people. $700 for Time Boy.
Legacy fund.
Legacy fund.
Oh, come on, this is a tax write-off, guys.
So that said, I don't think Sue wants to find out that she paid too much.
It's worth every penny. My daughter has already made me put that in our will.
Oh, maybe you need to get another one like that.
We have 600 for Time Boy. Let's go up to 650, 700, 650. Come on, we can squeeze this out, make this happen. Who wants to bid 650? 650. Wait. $650. Okay. Okay. Well, at this point.
It looked right in the courtyard of your building.
Good point. So we have 650 now. Who's got the 650 bid right now? 600.
Nan has the bid.
Nan. Okay, we make sure. We're not going to run away with it, but I make sure we get it. So with that in mind, at this point we're not going to drag it on. Oh, we have another.
And just everybody, please tell Neil that I lost my mind.
Congratulations. You know, guessing you have to, we're not there yet, but so that was a $700 bid.
I thought it was 650. Hey, I'm only on my second one.
650.
The cats will love it.
Yes, yeah.
650. We have 700. 700. Come on. 700. Oh, come on. It's a bargain. Considering what Sue paid for it. It's a bargain. $700.
It was a very friendly competition. We are still good friends. And it all went to the legacy fund, and it was a lot of fun.
So we're at 650, and I'd like to see 700. Cross your fingers. 700. 700 for Time Boy. This is a bargain. you can take the boy home with you. He's quite light. He's a good traveling companion.
Why don't you quit up on getting show?
Well, I live in a condominium. I have no place for it. I can't do that. So, okay, at this point, we're going to 650, 650 once, 650 twice, 650 three times. So, congratulations.
Yes, absolutely. We'll carry it to your car for you.
Yeah.
We need a photo op.
Hey, Jess,
Thanks.
what an appropriate home for it, last year's Garden of the Year.
Okay, everybody smile. Whoa, wait. Okay. All right. Great.
Well, thank you all. I said to her when we were talking, I said, well, you know, there'll be a lot of little extra things that is presidential. Yeah, so sometimes she doesn't have to pay for those extra. I did not expect that. All right, continuing on. Conferring someone as an honorary member is the most prestigious honor that the St. Louis Herb Society bestows upon a member. Now, before I turn the gavel over to the next president, as my last official act, I would like to nominate Sandra Ellis as honorary member posthumously and a cherished active member. Sandra, we will be forever grateful for Sandra Ellis' many contributions to the Herb Society. To honor her plans were already being made to name Sandra as an honorary member. In fact, I believe it was Eileen Carr that called me maybe the first or second day I had been president and said, I know who you should make as an honorary member. So today we are honoring Sandra and naming her honorary member posthumously. I hoped my voice would carry out, but I may lose it.
You need more punch.
So let's just give Sandra, even though she's not here, she can hear us out there. The bylaws state that the honorary membership may be bestowed upon an active member who has exhibited outstanding leadership in furthering the various activities of the society over a sustained period of time. The executive committee and the board have unanimously sponsored or approved Ann Case for this honor. There's a little backstory to this, why Ann is here today. She called me this morning at 7:30, 8 o'clock and said, I'm just not going to be able to make it today. I'm having a plumbing problem. And I said, well, come when you can. Well, she said, I'll try, but you know plumbers, we may have to go back all day. And I said, well, there's going to be a surprise. So then my husband said, well, I'll go sit at Ann's house. Ann and Mark and I are good friends. So my husband is sitting at Ann's house. Ann can receive the honor. Sustained is the perfect word to describe Ann. Her involvement in our society has been constant, continuous, and reliably uninterrupted. Anne joined the Herb Society in 1998. She was sponsored by Melanie Baffin and Susie Yoder. Anne is currently chair of volunteers, and she has served as treasurer, as a member of the executive and bylaws committee, and she has worked on several books, including How to Grow Herbs in the Midwest, and is currently doing the final proof of our Mediterranean book. She also has been an active volunteer in the Missouri Botanical Garden since 1977, and has been a recipient of the Master Gardener of the Year, Volunteer of the Year, and received a Lifetime Achievement Award from the garden. It is often past presidents that receive this honor, but equally important are our recognition of those who work from behind the scenes to carry out our mission. Anne's horticultural knowledge is exemplary. Anne is efficient and detail-oriented, and a skill that is needed in the jobs she has held. I think I speak for every one of us when I say, Anne, we value and treasure you as a member. Anne was also my sponsor. So it is a special honor to present you with a Tassie Mussy. Okay, we're getting through. The installation of a new president is our next agenda. Staff has vet as a past president and nominating chair. Will you please come forward and join me at the podium? But before asking Barb Finblum, your new president, to come forward to accept the gavel, I want to take a moment to recognize that all past presidents who are here today, and some that aren't. Being president is a 24/7 job. For 2 years, you are on call. Whether it's setting up the agenda for the executive committee, board, or general meeting, writing president's message, sending out a lavender lift, or reaching out to a member for one reason or another. The president is the backbone of the Herb Society. So I want to thank all past presidents who have shepherded and organized us for 81 years. Well, following past presidents are here, stand and stay standing to be recognized. Mary Claire Wenger. Oh, she left. Melanie Capson, Joyce Newhonger, Barb O'Brien, Nancy Kirchhoff, Jan Herman, Linda Finney, Marion Wiest. She left too. Okay. Stephanie Crane. I'm here. Let's do them all around and all right, staff, will you read the names of the new officers?
I would love to. Where's the list? It takes a while to memorize it, you know how that is.
I don't have one.
You don't have a list? I don't have a list either. Here. She just made her first impressive move. Always in charge. Okay, where do I start? Right here? Just here? Oh, okay. Yes. Okay. I have a short script. Okay. Vice President Mary Hammer. yard sale. And now it's your turn, right? You read from here? No.
Yeah, did I say it first?
We should have had practice.
Corresponding secretary.
Oh, corresponding secretary Val Whitney. Oh, recording secretary Sue Cohen. My script is really long here. Okay, what do I do?
Barb, come up.
Please save me from further embarrassment. Okay. And it's being recorded.
This could be a problem.
I'm gonna go sit. Shall I sit? Get out of the way. I better sit. Don't go away, are you?
Okay. Barb, you are the perfect person to now assume the role of president of the St. Louis Herb Society. Your positive attitude, genuine caring and concern for the society's members, and respect for the traditions of the society is what is needed now. As we emerge from the pandemic, Barb is also the first legacy president, as her mother, Carol Cole, was a cherished member. That in of itself is special. Barb and I were provisionals together, as you've heard, and have enjoyed a special friendship for 15 years. I can think of no one that I would rather be passing the gavel on to than Barb. You are the right person to oversee the Herb Society and to meet the challenges of the next 2 years. Congratulations and have fun.
How could you not have fun?
And here's your bag of goodies, and then there's another little bag.
Oh, there's another.
Do I open that?
You can open that.
It's not even my birthday. Oh, the stamp pad. That's your seal. Okay. That's an important bag, it has the seal. Dear Barb, a good friend gave me this charming thinking frog, as he or she has been sitting by my desk or on my screen porch to guide me as I needed to think something through and make a difficult decision. I am passing this along to you and hope that this whimsical frog will be a special companion for the next 2 years as you make important decisions.
See the frog.
And the unveiling. Not only do I have Time Boy. I was talking to Neil about Tomboy last night. Wait till he sees.
Why don't you just sneak it in?
Here's my thinking. There we go. Thank you.
And now it is all yours.
Wow.
Joanne's going to do a jig back to her jig.
I'm not very often speechless, but I kind of am. But to keep the agenda going, I'm going to. Never mind. Hold on. I thought I was organized, but I guess I'm not.
By this point, we're first day floating around.
Everybody's doing something.
Yeah, it's your first day.
You thought I was organized. Okay, here we go. All right. Welcome to the beginning of the 2022 term in our 82nd year. As Joanne said earlier, one of the first jobs that I have the honor of establishing is a new set of committee chairs. We have many incredibly talented members from a variety of life experiences. Each of you have many, many gifts to share. Now is the time to reconnect,
Pandemic president's gone. Now it's time to reconnect and get involved as active members again. We want to see you. Many events can take place in our lives in 2 years, and we need to be able to lend a hand to our fellow members. Thank you. You can join more than one committee and just be a helper whenever needed. Here's the list of committee chairs, and if you would stand when your name is called, because we have some people who don't know who you are. Membership Chair, Anna Case. Education Chair, Deb Grossman. Finance Chair, Jan Herman. Herb Sale Chair, Pat Hillis. Horticulture Chair, Georgianne Nixon. Provisional Advisor Chair, Eileen Carr, otherwise known as
Marigold.
You may live with that name forever. Product Chair, Carol Gardner. Publications, Mary Ann Hogan. Publicity Chair, Lucy Ann Boston. This time we're going to give her 2 years worth of work. Volunteer Chair, Glenda Finney. Newsletter Chair is Pat Schutte, and along with her is Website Chair, Bruce Chalker, and they're busy in Ireland. We'll come back with wonderful things. Yeah, having meetings, no doubt. Speakers Bureau, our new associate, Mary. They are co-chairs, they do only get one vote, but they can be co-chairs. That's the way it goes. Archives, Linda Meyer. Hospitality, Linda Switzer. Herbal Studies, Barb O'Brien. Who, by the way, was my sponsor. Yes. And we do have special committees. We're going to have an open garden in the garden, like an open house, only open garden in the garden. And that's to be announced. We have Mediterranean Book Launch, and Joanne's going to be in charge of that. We'll have future planning that Katie Farrell and Pat Hillis have been working with, and we're going to be working with community outreach. And I'm going to make this very short and sweet, but one of my very favorite operas is Candide. So I took the liberty of rewriting some lines from the musical Candide. We'll do the best we know, we'll build our organization and nurture our plants, and we'll make our garden grow. Thanks, and see you at the garden and upcoming events, and enjoy the summer.
I can officially tell you, this meeting is over. Time to buy products and drink socialize. Great lunch. There you go.
Wait. The meeting's not over. Ungavel. I need to give the past president her present.
Oh, sorry.
Dear Joanne, we joined your society 15 years ago this week as the newbie provisionals. Time and experience has guided us through many exciting adventures along the way. Members of your provisional class always hold a special place in your heart. I am thankful to you for your guidance these past 2 years, your ability to adapt in uncharted pandemic weather has been an inspiration to me. Thanks for everything. The map is a rendering of the 1960s herb garden. I hope you'll enjoy it.
Oh. Let's see.
Who's this from?
Look at the name.
Yeah.
Wow.
And even when I asked Barb O'Brien, who started when she was 2, she had not seen this. And she started in 70, correct, Barb?
71.
71. And we're assuming that this was probably early to mid-60s, like 60 to 65.
Wow. Well,